Now, into the ticket office of Disneyland.
Oh boy, let's do this.
Don't think the CIA is going to be trying to hack your second-gen iPod.
I didn't think so. There might have been a lot of illegal music on there. I wouldn't doubt it. But, I mean...
You were supposed to bring death to the flagships, not join them.
That's a pill with 2 screens and it's open and you gotta swallow it.
iTunes is a constant source of embarrassment.
Behind-the-scenes camera crap.
Here, tell us about courage, Phil. Tell us about courage.
I am Nadella. I can't do it anymore without laughing. I was going to do the whole thing. Welcome, everyone, to the Calling All Platforms podcast. I am your host, Wes, and I'm here with Landon.
Hello.
And Caleb.
And I'm back to being second. It was nice.
And we're
for that
here.
1 week.
We're here to talk all things tech. Oh, my goodness. We've had such a good week, haven't we? Of no news.
Yeah, no, not a ton. It's been refreshing. No giant product launches or announcements. It's been nice.
You know, I was sitting there thinking today, so I had to work today, and I was like, I should do something special for the podcast. And I was sitting there thinking over and over, and I was like, what could I do? I was like, I should do something with Halloween, and I tried to come up with some script and everything, but I'm a terrible writer. And so I was going to do this whole thing of like, welcome to the podcast. And then all of a sudden, like, I realized my accents are terrible, so I couldn't do like a Dracula accent, and it would turn into some weird thing. And I was like, I better not do this, because then somehow it's going to wind up on clips, and it's just going to be bad. So,
Yeah, that was probably a good idea, because if you give me recorded audio of any of that, it's just not going to end well for you.
I mean,
but I do have a preview of something that I'm actually really excited for, and I'm hoping this works out. So at my work, back in, I think it was the 1990, at my work, they did a time capsule, which they just recovered from the ground. And one of those things was a electronics magazine.
Nice.
Of like prices. And I was like, oh my gosh, I hope they will let me at least take pictures of it. Like, go over there, because I saw, like, I was looking through, like, they actually put, like, cheese, the stuff they were making in it, like, wrapped and all sorts of things in the night, you know, what was going on. And I saw that they had, I can't remember the electronics store, though. There was an electronics store, and I can't remember what it was.
Called Radio Shack, Wes. We all loved it.
or Circuit City.
Ooh,
It wasn't anything big. It was one I haven't heard of.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, anyway, so I saw that, and I was like, oh, I wonder oh my gosh, I hope they'll let me, like, at least take pictures. Because I was like, that would be great to get those prices for, like, Black Friday.
Heck yeah.
I try to do those Black Friday episodes.
That is your thing for Black Friday.
It is. Yeah.
So, but anyway, I saw that, and I was like, oh. Like I said, they had pictures, they had all sorts of stuff, but that was the one thing I saw, and I'm like looking around, I'm like, is this allowed for anyone to take? Like, I'm just wondering, like, who needs this? I do. Like, this would be cool. But we'll see. We'll see if we can. So
honestly, though, all I can think about with that is how good, if they put some cheddar down there, how potentially delicious that extra.
I'll tell you what, I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to you, and you can see what it looks like.
Oh no, you cut the mold off and then you eat the inside. It's fine. That's what cheese is.
I'm just really interested, like, what I've had some pretty heavily aged cheese. You know, I went to France. I went to Roquefort in France, and I had, I'm not sure what kind of cheese it was, but it had been in a cave for like 12 years or something like that. And that crap was like getting kicked in the face. Just eating it. It was so funny. Sharp. But I mean, it was really good. There was a ton of flavor to it, but just the initial, like, you took a bite and just let it sit on your tongue for a second. It was like getting punched. It was so sharp. So I don't even know, 30.
That's 32
Wait, you
years.
said 1990? Oh, geez.
I think it was in the 1990. It was something like that. They did a time capsule.
30-year-old aged cheese. Wow.
Yes. Well, they did that. They had a bunch of other things like newspaper, you know, what was, you know, all of the stuff. And I saw that, and it was an electronics, looks like a Black Friday ad.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
oh, that's cool. That's fun.
I was like, oh my gosh, when we're done with this, can I at least take pictures? Give it to me.
Yes.
Like,
By the way,
if
listener,
you
if
could-
you are at all confused, Wes works at a cheese place. This is
Oh,
why
yeah.
we're talking cheese.
Yeah, why does a company put cheese in the ground for 30 years?
Yeah, we didn't really explain that.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I work at a
Yes.
cheese place.
The
A dairy
product is
manufacturing
cheese.
company. I guess I could say. Anyway, so it's exciting. I got excited, but I saw that and it was cool. And then I was trying to do something special because as we're recording, it's the 30th and tomorrow's Halloween. So I was trying to come up with an idea, be like kind of fun. I was like, man, for some reason I cannot pull off a Dracula. Like at the beginning it's cool, but then when I start talking, I just become like some weird Neanderthal. So I just figured I'd stop.
I mean, listener, if you want to get a good idea of how Wes's accents go back to many years ago in our podcast feed. I mean, you can listen to the intro and get an idea. But Wes tried to do a Mickey Mouse impression years ago. And
It's not really an accent. That's just a change of pitch. Thank you very much.
Similar idea.
It's honestly not a bad Mickey Mouse. I think the problem was that you just started laughing like way too fast.
It's true.
Well, yeah, I sounded ridiculous.
Yes, because
friggin'
Mickey
A.
Mouse sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, let's be real. Anywho, we're here to talk about tech, guys. I mean, come on. Way to derail us there, Caleb.
Hey,
I'm just messing. Hey,
not my
you know what?
fault.
Let's get into it. Hey, Landon, since you missed last week, gosh, could you quit doing that?
No. Well,
Over
probably.
here, Caleb and I have perfect attendance.
yeah, totally.
Okay, let's
I'm
think
just
about
messing.
this. We've been podcasting now
don't
for
know.
6 years. I've missed twice.
This is true. This is true. But I still have to give you crap for it. So.
That's fine.
Anyway, Landon, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you want to talk about?
All right. So I don't have any Google news because they didn't really do anything in the past week, which is fine. But actually, most of my news happened 2 weeks ago, actually. Not even, it would have been on last week's episode had I, been available for that. But it's also news that is not, it's fine if it waits. So, I mean, okay, I'm done now. Okay, no news. No, just kidding.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be quick.
My first thing of news is Amazon news. So they've introduced a thing called Amazon Prime Video Watch Party because we need longer tech names.
Yep.
Anyways,
Oh,
this
terrible.
is similar to like what Apple has done with being able to like share play is what Apple calls it. I think Netflix does Netflix have their own version of this as well?
Yeah, something.
They used to. Okay, back in the day, I think Netflix was the first on the Xbox 360 when it was digital. You could actually do a watch together with people. But then I
Yeah.
think they
No.
took it
What
away.
you're thinking of is when Netflix used to send DVDs and you had to watch with people.
No. Actually, like I did this a few times. Actually, like you'd be like, hey, invite your Xbox party, and then be like, hey, we want to watch this. And if the people on their Xboxes were subscribed to Netflix and had it, then it would open Netflix and open it, and you watch it at the same time, and your little avatar would be in the front,
Yeah.
like they were at a theater or something.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think Netflix were the first ones to do it. I think you're also right that they stopped for a while, but I think they reintroduced it during the pandemic.
Yeah, I think
Like
so.
when everything was
Doesn't
shut
Disney
down,
Plus
kind
do
of the
that?
first year of the pandemic. I don't think Disney Plus does.
I don't know if
it.
Disney Plus does, but I know you can do stuff with like Apple's SharePlay works with Disney Plus, works with Netflix,
Yes.
I could have swore like when you go to, I thought I saw it actually recently when you go and it brings up, say like you're gonna watch Mulan, it brings it up and then you can hit play or whatever. But I think there's that icon that shows multiple people. I thought it says, but maybe that icon's different. I could have swore I was like, oh, I can watch this with people. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
you
mistaken.
might be right.
I could have swore I saw that.
If so,
Yes,
it's a
they
fairly
have-
recent edition, but
it's called Group Watch. I'm looking at it right now.
There
Oh.
you go.
hey, look at that.
See, I'm
Yeah.
not fully. See, I'm not that bad.
Well, you're all right sometimes. Anyways,
that wasn't great. So
That wasn't great.
anyways, going back to what Amazon did. So they made their own version of this. Like I said, it's called Watch Party. It's on Amazon Prime Video. So some of the stipulations here is obviously you must have Amazon Prime because
Right.
you can have this. I thought was interesting. You can have up to 100 people watching at the same time. Now I don't know what numbers are on other services. I know they're decent, but I don't know if they're this many or not. But maybe
yeah,
that's a lot of
Jeez.
people to watch at the same time.
It is.
You do have to be in the same country as the person, as like the host people. So, and also the article I read said a VPN does not work. You can't utilize a VPN to make it think you're somewhere else.
No.
Somehow. I don't know how that, well, they probably just know that you're using a VPN and be like, and an error message pops up is what they said.
They just, they probably just disallow all VPNs.
Yeah.
Dang it.
This does work with all Prime, everything that's on Prime Video. That includes all the originals and whatever, Also, anything you can buy or rent from Amazon, which is kind of nice. That adds even more stuff that you can watch. Pretty much almost anything. But if you're doing that, if you're going to buy or rent, all people that are going to be watching this with you have to either buy or rent the same show.
Right.
So you can't just have one person buy it or rent it and then everyone watch it. Everyone has to pay for the movie or TV show that you want to watch together.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It would have been nice had they not done that, but I get why they did it. You can do this on all Fire TV devices, Android phones and tablets, iPhones, iPads, Fire tablets, obviously, and desktop web browsers, except for Safari. You cannot do this on Safari.
What?
Why? I don't
Jerks.
know, but that's just the thing. But yeah, and that is just another added benefit, I guess, to Amazon Prime that's there. So if you have Amazon Prime and you use Prime Video on a regular basis and also know other people that do the same, you can now watch shows together. So there you go.
Fair enough.
All right, now on to some cooler news that Caleb really cares about. And this is something, listener, that we actually did discuss last week. So here's a little behind the scenes for you. I did get on Discord with them before they started recording, but I was just on my phone with my AirPods. The audio was not great, and I was on the East Coast, so I wasn't going to stay up any later to record with them. But I talked about this with them, and Caleb wants this device. It is Motorola has shown off a concept phone that is a rollable phone, but it's different than what LG was making that rolls sideways. This one rolls up, so the phone grows taller, which is actually the better way to do this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it looked really, like, they have a couple of videos of this thing, and it looks so good.
Yep. Gotta say, just get it small enough that you can roll it into a tube of chapstick.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
Still think that's a ways out, but I'll take this one for sure. And the benefit to this, yes, this is a concept device, but Motorola is still a thing. They still make phones.
That's true. They do still exist.
LG doesn't make phones anymore. They do other things. They stopped their phone stuff. Motorola still makes phones. So the fact that they're working on this gives me hope that it might actually happen someday.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be lovely. Because honestly, this thing it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I look at them just like, oh, this is so close. Like, look, I just there's an anime called Ruby, which is spelled RWBY, which is obviously how you spell Ruby. Don't ask questions. Anyways, in this show, they have like little smartphone type devices that they call, I think slates. I think they call them slates. But basically what they are is just these little tiny things that you pull on them, like a scroll, and it opens up into a screen. And that's exactly what I want.
Yes.
Like, that's the phone I want. And right now, Motorola seem to be the closest to giving me that. So, Motorola, you have my attention.
Yes. And like, So obviously this phone doesn't, like Caleb wants, roll all the way down, because there are still components inside that don't roll or expand or things like that. They are kind of, solid, including the battery. It kind of has to be, or else it will blow up. Even worse than a Note 7 did, and faster too.
Oof. Thanks.
But it is really cool, and it's interesting because like when the phone is like fully rolled into itself like it's supposed to be, it is a very short and stubby looking.
Square.
Like, it's like a phone of
looking.
like 7 years ago. Take a phone like that and even shorter, so kind of wide, short. It's a goofy looking phone, but then it extends out to match phones that are how we have them now, that are extra tall and kind of skinny. But it's pretty cool. So I'm really hoping that eventually, within the next year or two, Motorola actually brings this to market, because this is the type of expanding device that I want.
Yep.
And definitely the type of expanding device that Caleb wants.
Exactly that.
Foldable phones are cool and all, but this is I really like it. It's nice.
I feel like this is the end game. Like you can only fold a phone so small. Like at some point in time, you're going to run into issues where it's the whole, take a piece of paper and try and fold it in half over and over again and see how many times you can actually fold it. There's a point of diminishing returns where the phone just gets too thick, and then you're trying to shove like a little cube into your pocket, and that's just uncomfortable. You want it to stay thin. And what's the part of the phone that we actually care about making smaller in your pocket? It's the screen. So if you can just roll the screen up without necessarily having to worry about folding the rest of the phone or anything like that, makes a ton of sense.
Yep.
So
the other major benefit to this is no crease.
Yes. Yep. Though the prototype that Motorola was showing off, you could see some visible rippling on the part that was unrolling. Right. So like obviously there's still some issues with that, but I would much rather have that over the crease in the middle. So yeah, it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's true. And honestly, like, obviously over time, like that little ripple effect is going to get worse, just as the crease in a foldable phone is going to get worse. But
yeah, you'd assume.
The way as you're using this device, the majority of the time you're going to be using it with it extended out. And at least a lot of people will. I would be. Like, I would pull it out of my pocket and have it extending out as I'm pulling it out, basically. So when it gets to where I'm using it, it's back to full screen. And then shorten it down to put it back in my pocket so it fits better. That's kind of the purpose of these smaller devices, usually, except for the Fold is not at all. But so that's how I would be using it. So I don't know. I think it'll be okay for the most part. And obviously, the other part of that is like that ripple part is at the very bottom of the display, which is where you're not usually touching very often. Even when you're typing, most phones nowadays, the keyboard is slightly raised so it's easier to type on. So I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Whereas like the Fold and the Flip, that crease is right in the middle of the device where you're going to be touching all the time.
Right where you're scrolling a lot. So
I'm excited. I really hope that Motorola keeps working on this and brings a product to market soon, because awesome. All right. That's all my general tech stuff I want to talk about. There was a couple things I wanted to mention with Apple, because now that I'm back, I am the Apple guy again, despite what Caleb said last week.
Shut up.
Anyways, just a couple little updates. Now that iOS 16.1 is available on the iPhone, I didn't see these talked about in, one of these I saw talked about in a news article. That's how I found it. But the other one I just noticed on my own. But the first one is there's been an update with faceID where you can use it if your phone is sideways. So in landscape mode, your faceID will still unlock your phone. Whereas before it didn't do that. Now, This does only work on iPhone 13 and newer. So Caleb, I'm sorry, you can't use this on your 12 mini.
That's okay.
That gives you another reason to update to a 13 mini. So,
it's honestly, it's going to be that, or it's going to be the SE when the SE launches. It's going to be one of those.
Or that
sure.
Asus Zenfone, or what was that Asus?
Well, right. That's the thing. If it turns out that the new SE sucks, and then the 13 mini just isn't as cheap as I want it to be, even used, I might buy an Android phone. I don't know. This is where we are now.
It's true. But so that is a nice little feature. Again, I've tested it out. It does work, and it works every time. I haven't had any issues with it. It's nice. Now, I have not tried. Let's do this live, listener. Let's see if it works upside down.
Ooh.
No, it's not working upside down. Sorry. Can't have your phone upside down and have it still work. But it does work in landscape, so there you go.
Good.
The other thing that I actually just stumbled upon was, so one of my complaints with the full screen album art, if on your lock screen, that was one thing that they brought back with iOS 16 that both Caleb and I liked. But the problem I had with it is if you had that going and you had made a custom lock screen, like you probably did because that's one of the big things with iOS 16.
Yep.
Like I actually changed the text color on my lock screen to match my wallpaper that I put on there. And so when I would have full screen album art on there that didn't match that color, it just didn't look very good. It was not nice. Like if I'm listening to something where the album art is like green or blue or something, my text is red. At least it has been red, and it doesn't match very well. So I actually was just turning it off and not using the full screen album art because it just didn't look very good. But now I just randomly turned on the full screen album art just for fun, and it changed the text on my lock screen to white to make it just work. Now It doesn't. This is, I think, probably this is a better option than what it was. I do think it would have been cool if they would have made it match the album art.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but I'm fine with it just changing to white, so it's just a neutral color. It just works, and it doesn't look bad. So that is really nice. I'm glad that there must have been people complaining about this because they made the change. So I'm happy with that.
They were listening to our podcast. Hi,
yes.
Tim.
Thank you, Tim, for listening. Please subscribe to our Patreon because you can afford it.
Oh man, could you imagine?
We've got the Tim Cook tier.
We got to add that. Anyways, so I just wanted to mention those couple things that I found in iOS 16.1 that I liked. Also, they did fix the battery percentage thing. Caleb can now do it on his iPhone 12 mini, so that's beneficial. But also they made it so it's not just the icon behind the number is not full the entire time. It does slowly decrease as the battery decreases. So it's got both the number and the decreasing
and picture. The visualization of the battery changing. Yeah, it's honestly, oh man, all of the complaints that we had for that when they introduced it in the beta, they've fully resolved them. Yep. I am 100% happy with the battery thing, even though I haven't updated to iOS 16.1 yet.
Oh, slacker.
Well,
there's security issues there. Come on, man.
I mean, there's other issues. I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. Anyways, but that's all of my news for this week.
Awesome. Well, I guess some news is good news, right? No. Hey, Caleb. Sounds like you have something you need to say.
I do. We'll just stay right on that topic of iOS 16.1 launching, and the reason that I have not updated to it yet. Now, every time there's a software update for an operating system or a large, like a piece of software that has a huge user base, there's always going to be edge case bugs and stuff like that the developers were unable to catch in their testing that just get out there. Always. It will always happen. Now, when you have a situation where there are a ton of users that are also, like, there's a ton of people having the same issue, that's usually a case of, like, maybe that wasn't quite ready to launch. So when we talk about large bugs that are affecting, say, the majority of Adobe's user base or something like that, that's pretty good indication that the quality control kind of sucks at Adobe, which it does, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. So Apple launched iOS 16.1. The specific bug that is the reason I have not updated yet, even though generally speaking, I have not had issues with, like, there's like a 20% of the user base of Apple's user base are having a bug. That's typically not me. I'm usually not in the 20% of people that are experiencing a bug, but sometimes I do wait just in case to update. So iOS 16.1 on some devices, some iPhones, but a pretty significant percentage of iPhones is dropping Wi-Fi randomly, necessitating, in some cases, you can switch your Wi-Fi off and back on again. In some cases, you have to restart your phone. In some cases, you have to reset your network settings entirely in order to restore Wi-Fi back to your device. And in some cases, even that doesn't work. So it's a pretty significant bug for anybody who uses Wi-Fi, which
Yes.
I feel pretty safe in saying is the majority of people. So, there are some people that are saying it's not affecting them too much because they have unlimited data plans or whatever, and their data is pretty reliable, or at least as close to as reliable as Wi-Fi. So, listener, it may not be affecting you as a user of an iPhone, but it is a pretty significant bug out there. And so I'm apparently, iOS 16.1.1 is a hotfix Apple is working on that is specifically going to address the Wi-Fi connectivity issue. So that's coming. Hopefully we'll be launching here in the next week or so. So, keep an eye out for those updates, especially if you've been having random Wi-Fi dropouts on your iPhone ever since you updated iOS 16.1. Just know that you're not alone. It's a problem. Hopefully the fix is coming quickly. Now, I will say the battery percentage thing is definitely it kind of hurts that I haven't updated because of that. And it's almost worth taking the plunge just to have that, whether or not the Wi-Fi is going to cause issues. But, it's just worth being aware. There are bugs with pretty much every software update out there. This one's a little more significant, and you may want to hold off until they get that hotfix released. Now, we talked on last week's podcast about how iPadOS 16 and macOS Ventura were both launching this past week. So they did launch. So far as I'm aware, there are not any big showstopper game-changing bugs that have been introduced with those releases. So that's good. All of the features that we talked about, earlier, they're there. Not a ton of new features in these releases, which you would hope would mean, oh yeah, they're doing a lot of bug fixes behind the scenes and shoring up the foundations and stuff like that of the operating systems. Turns out, no. Apparently they've just been working on Stage Manager this whole time. And from the reviews I have read, they didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
So
it does work. Work on iPadOS. It's not on Ventura yet, and I think that's what most people. Not that, honestly, I think Stage Manager on a desktop. Well, that one actually kind of makes more sense because you have a bigger screen usually. On iPadOS, I mean, I get the concept behind it, but I don't know.
So the reason that it was a big deal on iPadOS is because it was actually allowing you to use external monitors as external monitors. That's why Stage Manager is a big deal on iPadOS. That feature is not currently included in Stage Manager on iPadOS.
Yeah.
So right now, what you are getting is basically just the Stage Manager interface. The external desktop stuff the external monitor stuff is still coming, but that is slated for the next release of iPadOS. And it is that's the one that's only going to be supported on M1 Max iPads and newer.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have an A series iPad, then you're not going to be able to use the external monitor stuff, which initially they said that Stage Manager itself was only going to be supported on those iPads. There was some community backlash, and they kind of reversed direction on that, and now Stage Manager is supported on a much wider range of iPads than initially slated. However, I guess it was the external display thing that was the reason that they were going to target the M series iPads, because that's just not here yet, and it's only going to be supported on those iPads. So that's worth noting. And again, I feel like Ventura, having Stage Manager on the desktop is a solution to problems that already had solutions, but it is a different solution. And so depending on your personal preference, you may like it better than other options, but I do not see myself ever using it, just ever. Especially since it's actually kind of looking like I might be getting my hands on like a 32-inch curved screen for my Mac, and it's with that much desktop real estate, I can't. I'm sorry. I will have like 2 desktops. I'll switch back and forth between the 2 with my mouse using shortcuts, and I will have no reason to use Stage Manager ever. Like I don't have a reason to use Stage Manager right now. So
yeah, me either.
But yeah, like, so that's a thing, right? We got the features of Stage Manager on iPadOS were already unfinished when it launched, just because the external display support wasn't there. Now, in addition to that, apparently the implementation of Stage Manager currently is just full of bugs. Like it is buggy and not super reliable for pretty much anybody who's been using it. So, yep, that's a feature that was not quite finished, not quite fully baked on release. And considering that was basically the only update for iPadOS 16 and macOS Ventura, I'm just not upgrading my systems yet.
Yeah, I mean, I always am hesitant to upgrade my macOS in general anyways, because
you've got specialty software.
I've got specialty
Yeah.
software that if it goes down, I'm screwed. Now, I'm not too as worried about this one. It was the one when they switched to M1 processors. That one was where I actually had to, upgrade certain software, buy new software, different things like that. So I don't think this one's going to be as problematic as that one was, but I still haven't done it yet because I haven't looked into to make sure that my software will work.
Yep.
And the only feature
honestly,
that I really care to use anyways is the continuity camera. I really want to test that out. And from what I understand,
pretty cool.
That does work pretty well.
Yeah. No, word on the street is that actually is pretty well supported. And honestly, the cool thing about that is the whole desktop view thing, which is just like freaking black magic as far as I can tell.
I mean, that's not a feature that I will probably use when I use it, but I mean, and I'm also not going to buy a thing to put my phone on my monitor because I don't have a laptop, and that's what they're usually made for.
Right.
And I have a tripod here with a phone mount that I could put my phone on, and it'd work even better. And I can put it where I want.
I'll tell you what, I'll 3D print you one. Like,
yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
There's like so many other solutions than buying one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really cool. I will say, honestly, I might use the desktop view just to show it off. Like I'll FaceTime people and have it sitting on there and just be like, oh, hey, check this out.
Yeah.
And then just do it because it's so cool. Anyways. But yeah, so, iPadOS 16 and macOS Ventura, they've launched. There aren't a ton of new features for them, listener. So if you don't have a compelling need to use your iPhone as your webcam, then at this point, I would say just wait because Stage Manager is not ready for prime time yet. So there you go. That's my Apple news. My other piece of general tech news is a follow-up on a story we've touched on many times over the summer. Elon Musk and his purchasing of Twitter. Well, it happened.
He did it.
It actually happened. For $44 billion, Elon Musk has bought Twitter and is in the process of turning it back into a private company. For my own part, I feel like in terms of Twitter's problems, this is going to be a bit like throwing gasoline on a dumpster fire. So not to say that Twitter was great to begin with. Lots of problems on Twitter. The lack of an edit button still being a big prominent one. But I don't think that Elon Musk is going to make any of them better. And, as of today, it's like literally his second day in charge of the company. Apparently, he has dictated to a team at Twitter that they have until November 7th to implement a feature. And if they don't hit that deadline, then the entire team's going to get fired. And that feature is that anybody who has a verified checkmark next to their name on Twitter is going to have to start paying $20 a month to have that checkmark, which is a feature that Twitter implemented to make it easier to actually know whether or not the person, like the account you were looking at, was actually the person it claimed to be and not some kind of a copycat account that could, be somebody totally unrelated. So kind of feels like that's a stupid way to try and make money off of the platform, considering there's not that many actually verified accounts. So on the one hand, doesn't make a ton of sense, but also it's been like 2 days, man. Like this is how you want to start this up. Anyways, we talked at length, listener, before the podcast, the three of us, about the implications of Elon Musk buying Twitter and just the larger social media landscape at large. And I feel like it's pretty safe to sum us up in terms of social media opinions. I'm the pessimist of the group, for sure. I feel like Wes is probably the optimist of the group, which I guess would make Landon the realist. He kind of falls somewhere in between.
I'm the wait and see guy. Like,
right.
I mean, I'm the same way when it comes to tech stuff. Like, I always hear all these rumors and like, oh, that's going to be amazing. It's like, okay, let's wait and see if it actually happens. Google still hasn't given us the ability to remove a fence from a photo. So,
yeah,
let's wait and see.
Oh, man, I'd forgotten about that.
I mean, yes, they gave us Magic Eraser, and it's kind of the same thing, but not entirely.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that any of that is untrue, but I'm also hesitant to believe certain things like that from people that inside of Twitter that have been very public about how much they didn't want Elon Musk to buy it. And so not saying this is true, but giving rumors out that he's going to destroy it already in 2 days. That, I mean, again, I'm going to wait and see what happens, but you never know. It could be really bad. It could be really good. It could be nothing, but we'll see.
I mean, it pretty much comes down to Wes is hopeful that Elon Musk will make good choices and either, make Twitter better and possibly fix some of the problems that it has, or that the community on Twitter at large is going to be able to successfully migrate to a different platform or a different way of communication with each other or something like that is going to be an improvement at large over the way that Twitter was handling things. Landon is not sure which direction this is going to go and is like you said, we're going to wait. We're going to see what happens here. And I'm kind of the opinion that putting a billionaire in charge of anything is pretty much always going to result in what's worse for the vast majority of people. And so I'm not super basically I don't know what specifically Elon Musk would do to ruin Twitter, but I'm convinced he will do something. So
I mean,
so like I said,
I mean, this is day
I'm the
2.
pessimist. I'm the pessimist. Wes is quite a bit more optimistic about, at least hopeful about how things could go. And Landon is sure, Elon Musk could ruin it, but if that happens, then hopefully people are just there. He'll ruin it by making it inhospitable and everybody will leave the platform and go somewhere else. And Elon Musk will ruin it for Elon Musk and hopefully not everybody else.
And honestly, I don't care either way.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not a big Twitter user.
In general, all three of us we don't care either way, but
I do feel like we all came to a consensus on the idea that if anything is to happen in the social media space, really what it should be is the return of MySpace.
Yes.
Exactly as it was in 2005.
There you go.
So there it is. Now, speaking of 2005, actually, okay, it was actually 2004, but I saw something this past week on the internet, and this is not necessarily tech news. It did happen this past week, but it's not particularly newsworthy unless you happen to be a millennial who was a denizen of the internet in your teenage or preteen years in the early 2000s, which just so happened to include a few people in this group. So you may recall this thing that is, as far as I'm concerned, the genesis of meme culture on the internet, called homestarrunner.com. And homestarrunner.com, they made Flash videos and Flash cartoons that were posted to their site. Most famous, obviously, for Strong Bad Emails, but there were lots of other cartoons. And in particular, they had a lovely tradition every year of making a new Halloween cartoon. It's obviously coming up to Halloween, and this past week, homestarrunner.com's YouTube channel saw a repost of their original Halloween cartoon. It's been quote-unquote remastered via some DLC. It is just glorious. I love it so much. It was simultaneously a trip down memory lane and a wonderful reminder that the Brothers Chaps are just genuinely very talented animators and writers. And like, the success of Homestar Runner was not a fluke. These dudes are really good at what they do. And it's still hilarious as snot, and an absolute just joy to see how they were able to update it to, I guess, be interesting and entertaining to a modern internet audience, in my opinion, while still maintaining everything that made it great in the first place. So if you are at all interested, I urge you, go to their YouTube channel, homestarrunner.com, like literally spelled out homestarrunner.com on YouTube. At least I'm pretty sure. Maybe I should verify. It might just be Homestar Runner.
No, it is homestarrunner.com.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yes.
I'm looking at it right now because I'm saving this for when we are done.
Oh, that's right. Homestarrunner.net.
Homestarrunner.com. Yes. I have one thing to say about this. And if you are like us, spend a lot of time on this website, you'll get the reference. But good job there, Homestar.
Oh, it's so great. And honestly, if you haven't been subscribed to their YouTube channel, you absolutely should. There's a ton of great reposted content from the website on there now that Flash is dead and obviously the website doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, they do actually post new content periodically, mostly around like the April Fool's time frame, because it's all like, oh, hey, we're going to resurrect the website. No, we're not. But also Halloween. They have actually not necessarily been doing new Halloween cartoons most of the time, but they do usually do a costume roundup of all of the photos that were emailed in of people dressed up as characters from homestarrunner.com and with, commentary from the characters and stuff like that. Like they've been doing that for over a decade at this point, and they're still posting new ones every year onto their website. Or onto YouTube. So yes, you should absolutely go follow their YouTube channel. Even honestly, if you're too young to remember homestarrunner.com in its prime, I would recommend it to anybody interested in the growth of internet culture, because so many of the memes and so many of the in-jokes and the weird little quirks of the internet that we have now directly trace back to homestarrunner.com.
Yep.
So many of them. So yeah, check it out. It's awesome. And honestly, that their refresh of this cartoon was just genius, and I'm super happy that it happened. And that's all of my tech news for this week.
Awesome. That is awesome. That's happy. I actually just went and subscribed to him.
Heck yes. It's so good. I did. Never regret that.
I mean, I've been subscribed to them for a while. Once I found out they had a YouTube channel, but I hadn't seen this Halloween video yet. So I'm going to be watching it again because it's fantastic.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey guys, guess what? Microsoft made a lot of money, and they're talking about it in the news.
Yeah.
in the news cycles. And
Good job.
yep, lots of money. And I guess the big highlighted one, obviously, for the reasons of because they're purchasing a company for $69 billion. The Xbox stuff, the big stuff that they even go further, Game Pass. So Phil Spencer went on to oh gosh, hold on,
It's called the internet.
It was not the internet. I'm trying to think. I can't remember if it was. He had an interview. I can't remember who it was with. I apologize. I was looking it up. But anyway, so he talked about Game Pass. He talked about the growth and the things that they were pushing for, and a couple things that were interesting. And he also talked about price increases. So, listener, I would like to think that in the age of subscriptions, in the age of everybody increasing their prices, you would have expected Microsoft to do the same. Guess what? It's inevitable. It's going to happen. There's going to be a price increase probably. I'm not sure if it's going to be on the console. Most likely it'll probably be Game Pass. Hey, guess what? YouTube, they increased their prices. Netflix increased their prices. Disney Plus is increasing their prices. Every other subscription service is increasing their prices. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is don't really feed into this negative narrative of, oh no, Microsoft is increasing their prices because everyone else. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey,
No, like literally
it's
everybody
gonna happen.
is.
it isn't literally everyone else. Stadia decreased their prices 100%.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah, but that's
true.
Microsoft's fault, right? So come on. I mean, literally, they're saying that's because of Microsoft. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Speaking of HomestarRunner.com, Stadia is now cheap as free.
Basically, what I'm saying is, so he came out and said that they're not going to do any price increases for the rest of the holiday season. I would assume next year, I believe that would be what their quarter 3. Maybe even after E3, I would expect it to increase. My theory would be Game Pass might go up $2, $1 to $2.
Yeah.
I would not expect them to raise the price of the console. I think they like having the console price where it's at. But I think they would increase Game Pass. So
they kind of operate in the Amazon way with the hardware.
Yeah.
That, they're selling it basically at cost or close to. It's pretty low margins on the hardware because they're planning on you paying subscriptions once you have the hardware. So,
yep.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. It'll be services that increase in price, which is going to, here's the interesting question. Is that going to make it harder to buy them using nothing but rewards points?
They seem to have always been able to adjust to that.
Yeah, it'll be more points and because I'm already pretty close to with just what I'm doing here it's almost where I can't quite get enough points in a month to get a month of Game Pass. I'm still making it, but I'm close. I know I'm not doing as much as you are, Wes, that's for sure, but
I want to say, I'm trying to think this last time because I remember when I was doing it and I was getting gold, I want to say gold was a little cheaper just because I'm paying for Game Pass Ultimate.
Right.
In the rewards program. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't.
Yeah, I just remember that when they increased the PC Games Pass from $5 a month to $10 a month, it went from being about 6,800 points to being 71 or 72
it
or
was
something like that. And so I'm expecting it'll be an increase like that again, but I'm already 7,100 is about where I hit if I'm doing all the stuff that I do on a daily basis. So
if you want, I'll try and transfer some of my points over to you. I have not used any of them. I've got 260,000 points.
Good grief. Go buy some movies or something. What the heck, man?
I really should. But I haven't.
That's awesome.
I could get $100 worth of Target gift cards or something.
Well,
$5 gift cards. I could get $100 worth of $5 gift cards.
Which brings me to another point. Like, start doing the rewards program. Look at some deals, because there's times even on like Amazon or something, they're like, hey, you buy this, we'll give you a $25 Microsoft gift card, things like that. You'll get deals for everything, and you can stack this up to 3 years. So
I mean, that's the reason why I still use Google Opinion Rewards on my iPhone, because I mean, I don't get App Store credit, obviously. Like on Android, you get Play Store credit, but I get money to my PayPal, and I've got like, I looked there the other day, I had like $40. Like, sweet.
Yeah. So, I mean, price increases are just inevitable. It's just what it is. So there is no negative to this thing, because I mean, it's just inevitable. Like, we don't want it, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, but it's going to happen. So I did want to kind of try and curb that narrative, because of the acquisition going through and all this, obviously people that want to be negative are going to be negative. Just what happens. But that, I mean, it's just inevitable that this will happen. So one thing I did think was interesting, while he talked, he actually said that right now that PC Game Pass subscriptions have increased by 159%. Just PC
Nice.
Game Pass. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's...
They've been pushing PC Game Pass a lot harder over the past year than they were before, for sure.
Oh, true.
So, yeah, I buy that.
I'd be willing to bet at least 10 of those people were people that came from Stadia.
Probably. Oh, Jesus.
I got a game on my PC somehow. How do I do it now? Oh, what's this Microsoft thing? I've heard of it.
Well,
before.
I mean, pay $15. Or no, what is PC Game Pass? Is it 10?
I think it's 10 currently.
Pay $10 a month and you get all the games you've already bought on Stadia, technically, or go ahead and rebuy all your games. So probably not a bad deal.
Yeah.
No, Google's giving them their money back from buying those games anyway, so you know.
That's true.
If they bought it from Google.
Well,
that's true. Yes, that's right. I mean, most
but
of
if
them
they got
probably
a code
would
or
have.
if they got other things, I don't think.
Yeah. No, yeah. If you redeemed a code that you bought somewhere else, then no, they're not going to give you that back. But
right. So, if you want to know a little bit more on that, I mean, he gave a lot more details on their earnings, what they're trying to do, and they talked about the cloud gaming. He also kind of, I don't know if you want to say shaded over to, or sent some shade to Mark Zuckerberg or Meta. It was kind of funny. He's like, because they asked him about Meta and what he thinks, and he's like, it looks like a terrible video game. Yeah, so I don't know if he was, I don't know. That's what he said. He's like, it's not there yet. It looks like a terrible video game.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Right.
I mean, you can take a look at it. It's got a lot of good information. Obviously, Phil is a very good speaker and very good salesman. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk some Age of Empires, shall we?
Heck yes.
So Age of Empires, they're doing a how many years they've been out?
What are we up to now? 20.
Oh, geez, let me look. I had it right here, but anyway, so they're doing an event because to celebrate how long Age of Empires has been, and
20 years.
It's like 20, I think.
Oh, I'm so old.
Nope, 25th. Celebrating
25?
the 25th anniversary of Age of Empires franchise.
Ow.
And to do that, something that I didn't think was going to happen, but it's going to happen. They are going to put Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition and Age of Empires 4 on the Xbox consoles.
Okay, so I want it to be clear, listener. This is not the first time this has happened. The original Age of Empires was available on the Nintendo 64. And I would just like it also to be clear, listener, that was by far the dumbest decision that Microsoft Game Studios had made to that point. I don't even know what other decisions they had made prior to that, or since even, honestly. But that I did actually see. Like, it was very much a case of I was at somebody's house, like a cousin of mine, and they had the N64. We played a little bit of Mario Kart or whatever, and I sucked at it because honestly, I'm terrible with controllers. Just never really practiced or played with them at all. And so he's all like, "Well, like, what other games do you like? I've got like tons of games. Like, what else do you like? What would you like to play? Let's play something that you're better at. Like, what games do you play? And I'm sitting here, PC guy. I'm like, I play Age of Empires. And he's like, I've got that. And I'm like, oh, expecting him to lead me over to his computer. And he pulls out a cartridge and sticks it in his N64. And I'm like, what? And he starts playing. It was awful. That was the worst way to play that game ever. And I was all like, wow, this is kind of hard. And then he's all like, yeah, there's another one that's like that. And pulls out a cartridge of StarCraft. And I just... So anyways, this is not the first time that this has been done. And I'm going to guess, just sight unseen, that this will be as bad of an idea as it was then.
So, as Caleb has announced, he's more the pessimist of the group.
I mean, I suppose you can plug a mouse and keyboard into your computer now, like
into your
Xbox. So that's a thing, and just do that, I guess. Is the
so there's that. I'm going to be a little more optimistic about it, just because I did play Halo Wars 2 on my Xbox, and if I'm not mistaken, you and I played that together once.
We did. We did.
So and the controls on Halo Wars 2 for the console, it's okay.
Yes.
Like, that's the best I can give it. It was okay. Now, with the games like this, I am so, I'm going to call it, I'm old school. I have to have a mouse and keyboard for that. Like, that is, like, if I really want to do that. But I am going to download these because it's going to be free, and I'm going to try it out and see, be like, okay, is it okay? I mean, okay. Yeah. I think it's going to be okay. It's not going to be the prime thing to do. But
you're definitely not going to be competitive with PC players. We'll just put it that way. I will say that, yes, I have played Halo Wars and the sequel. We played Halo Wars 2 together.
Yep.
And in my review of Halo Wars 2, on our YouTube channel, you can go check it out, listener. Okay, not review, first impressions. It was made based on the beta version of the game. Right. So first impressions, not a full review. But my impression was that it was a game that had been designed around console controls. It was designed around controllers. You could tell, because in terms of like what you were able to do inside of the game with a keyboard and mouse, it felt a lot like baby's first RTS. You know, like from the perspective of playing with a computer, it was far simpler than I was used to. Isn't necessarily a bad thing. It makes it a lot easier to pick up the game. And there are some fully like computer only RTSs that are designed that way. Northgard is actually a pretty good example of a game that was designed to just be simpler than something like an Age of Empires or Age of Empires 2, which is fine and good and great. And it actually made it so that Northgard was pretty easy to port over to consoles later on. But that is not what Age of Empires 2 is. Age of Empires 2 is like the granddaddy of extremely deep competitive RTSs. Yeah. And it's like, even StarCraft 2 is too fast to port to console. It just is. It's not as deep or complex as Age of Empires 2, but it is faster. A lot faster. There's no way. It's way too fast to port to consoles. Just wouldn't work. Age of Empires 2 is a lot slower, but it is so much deeper. Like, basically every single key on the keyboard is a shortcut for something in Age of Empires 2. And like, yeah, it is a game that is designed very much around a keyboard and mouse. And I am very hesitant to say that it will go well being ported to consoles. Now, that being said, you can plug a keyboard and mouse into your console. So if it's the kind of thing where you have an Xbox and you don't really have a gaming computer, but you still want to play Age of Empires 2, maybe you're coming back to the series because you played it when you were a kid, or you just really want to get in on it because it looks like fun, and you're right, it is fun, just grab a wireless mouse and keyboard and plug them into your Xbox. Play that way. You'll have a great time. It's an awesome game. So that's my take on it.
yeah, I mean, not bad. I listened to Larry Herb's podcast. Larry Herb works with Microsoft, and he actually had one of the main guys in talking about it, and so talking about being ported over. And so I'm more optimistic about it. Like I said, my impressions going in, I think it's just gonna be okay. Like,
yeah,
it'll
be functional.
Yeah, and also you can do crossplay, so I don't know how well that'll go, but you can.
I mean, there'll be a lot of people playing with controllers that'll get dumpstered on by people with keyboard and mice. That's how it'll go.
So
yeah.
Cool. Okay. So also with the 25th anniversary, they also did talk about Age of Empires Mobile is coming. That was it. There wasn't anything more. It just says, hey, we're doing this. So
yeah.
And Caleb rejoiced because that's his favorite way to game.
I
don't know. I don't know what to expect.
I like mobile games, but in my experience, mobile strategy games tend to be problematic. And in fact, if you want a good example of that, listener, you can go check out, I think it's actually our most recent video still on the game YouTube channel, because I'm great at updating that thing. But no, Star Wars Legends, I think was the name of the game. You can go look up my review of that game. It's a very common thing, and the first place I saw it was in Halo Wars 2's Blitz mode, to have kind of a combination of a deck building game and an RTS.
Yeah.
That's what Legends is, Star Wars Legends, and I kind of hate that concept. It adds too much luck into the real-time strategy formula for it to feel like it's a strategy game still. Like there's not as much strategy with that. There's way more luck. It would be like saying that Hearthstone is a pure strategy game. It's not. There is strategy to Hearthstone, to the way that you build your deck and the deck that you deploy versus other decks and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of strategy in there, but there's a lot of luck involved in the order that you draw the cards and stuff like that. So yeah, Age of Empires is a pure strategy franchise. That's what it is. Age of Empires 2 in particular is like one of the most pure real-time strategy games ever made. And for them to make a mobile version of an Age of Empires game, either you're going to end up with a game that is just kind of thin, there's not necessarily a ton of depth to it, or you're going to end up with a deck builder that doesn't feel like a strategy game. So, I don't know. I mean, I won't pass judgment yet, and when it releases, I'm gonna download it and play it. Like,
yeah, we'll definitely give it a try. I will too.
Just like I've downloaded and played every other Age of Empires game, hoping for something to hit me the same way that Age of Empires 2 did back in the day. But they haven't really recaptured that, other than remastering Age of Empires 2, which was a good call. I do enjoy that.
And then, well, last but not least.
Definitely not least.
Definitely not
most
least.
important.
Oh, they also said that they are going to go back and remaster Age of Mythology.
Yep.
I believe they call it a Age of Mythology Retold.
Yes. Yep.
That's what they said.
The one they should have started with. That's honest. 5 years ago, when they were doing their 20th anniversary, and they're all like, oh yes, Age of Empires is 20 years old, but we're going to celebrate the best entry in the franchise, and so here's a remaster of Age of Mythology. That's what should have happened there.
Yep.
No, I think my favorite take on this particular piece of news was a comment that I saw that was all like, oh, saving the best for last, eh? I can understand that.
Yep.
Because they have at this point now remastered everything else. They even remastered Age of Empires 3, which is the one that nobody played.
It was okay. We'll just leave it at that. It was okay.
Yep. But yeah, so Age of Mythology is happening, and I've got to say, like, as long as this remaster just faithfully redoes the campaign for Age of Mythology, I'm happy. Like, even if they don't do like they've done with Age of Empires 2 and like add new civilizations to it via expanded DLCs and other expansions and stuff like that, I would love to see expansions to Age of Mythology. I would love to see a sequel, let's be honest.
Right.
Which you may have heard me say on the podcast before, listener, but it's just give me that campaign and I'm happy. Like that's what I want, especially since my computer no longer has an optical drive, so I can't actually install and play my discs.
Oh, yeah.
I still have them. They're sitting on a shelf right there, but I can't play them because I can't put them in my computer, which is real dumb, real dumb. But no, I am the most stoked it is possible to be for this to actually be a thing, because ever since they started remastering these things, I'm just like, but where's Age of Mythology, you turds? And
it's happening.
I'm so excited. It's happening.
I'm excited too, because we're definitely going to play that one together.
Oh heck yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be like all I play for a good long while. Like, listener, you've got to understand, I'm not like, my top 3 video games of all time. It's hard to say for sure exactly the order, but number 1 probably Descent. Like, it's definitely there. Age of Mythology is probably number 2. Yeah, like Diablo 2 might. I don't know. Maybe Diablo 2 is number 2 and Age of Mythology is number 3. Witcher 3 is probably in my top 5. I don't know exactly, but it's definitely, I feel like top 3 Age of Mythology. So I'm so excited.
Did you see that the guys with CD Projekt Red announced that they're remaking Witcher?
Wait, they're remaking which one?
The first one in
The
Unreal
first one?
Engine.
Oh,
They're going.
that's
yeah,
cool.
they're remaking it.
Now, see, that it kind of sucks because I own that one, and they're probably not just going to gift me the new one.
Probably not.
Dang it.
Little side note there for you. All right. So that's the Age of Empires there. You can take a look at YouTube and check that out if you want to see more gameplay. There's going to be a free update for the Age of Empires 4 if you're into that, playing that. Hey, guess what else is also 25 years old that they're celebrating? Fallout.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow.
So Bethesda, in celebrating, they're doing all sorts of stuff. So last week, we actually talked about one of the things that they're doing is giving a next-gen update to Fallout 4 and giving new DLC and stuff. That's part of it. They're wanting to update it for the next gen and do more for the creators things there.
Yeah.
They're in Fallout 76. They're giving away free prizes every day for a couple weeks now that you just log in, you get all sorts of cool stuff. Some of it is actually from other Fallout games that you might recognize, things like that to celebrate. And their Autumn shop, I believe, if you want to buy Autumns, which is the currency to buy stuff at their shop, is discounted. They're releasing a bunch of videos on their YouTube channel, on Bethesda's YouTube channel, which actually has the original creators talking about their inspirations, why they did this, what's cool, what's going on. And it was actually pretty fun little snippets of going through and actually watching them. They're not very long, the little videos, but it's fun to watch, to be like, oh, this is what we did, this is what we were thinking. I didn't realize this, but they were working at Interplay at the time.
Yep.
And I didn't know that, and so it was kind of cool to listen to that. So like I said, they had everybody on there talking about it and talking about all the Fallouts and everything that they did. And so it was just it's pretty fun, and they're still releasing little videos here and there about it. So
yeah. Oh man, the original Fallout is a very, very interesting game to play. Like, very much product of its time, but for everything that like Baldur's Gate was for D&D based RPGs on computers, Fallout was kind of the first time that anybody had gone, okay, but what if we did a computer based RPG that wasn't D&D? And I think it's GURPS. I think it uses the GURPS system to power the original Fallout.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember for sure, but I think that was it.
Sure.
So, anyways, the original Fallout's fun, and holy cow, 25 years old. I guess that makes sense. It's an old game.
It's true. So, yeah, go ahead and take a look at that if you want to see any other stuff. Like I said, it's pretty cool. They're just celebrating away, so some good stuff. So if you're into these franchises, more is to come. So
sweet.
All right, and I think that's actually all the rest of my gaming news that I wanted to talk about this week. So, well, I think we've reached to the end of the episode, unless Landon decided to look something up and have one more thing.
No. I tried to think of a good Doom joke to make it sound like I had Doom news, but I'm not that guy. I'm not going to replace Caleb in that sense.
No, can't take that away from
Don't
me.
take it from me. Oh, that's funny.
I mean, what would I have left? Just rants. Like, good grief.
True. We could never take that away from you,
No.
even if we tried. All right, listener. Well, if you want to support us, you can support us on our Patreon. If you want to take a look at any videos, you can hop on our YouTube channel, Calling All Platforms there. If you want to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of us on our social media platforms, as well as our website at callingallplatforms.com. All right, listener, have a good week.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Calling All Platforms is a production of Supporter Sound Studios. To learn more about how you can support the podcast, go to www.patreon.com/callingallplatforms.